I got 2 boys, 1 girl.
Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Bentley. Gently. Angry and frustrated. When I was down out of so had sympathy. But that's how I go when you broke.
I'm looking at it like, damn, I'm gonna be about 50 when my son graduate with my youngest. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't wanna be one of them old ass friends. At least I be young for my daughter. My daughter graduate this year.
So I spend 90K on my ring. You can see all my pain in my watch. Got my ex down and walking around with my hand on my. Cause I'm popping and I know you're not. And I know you see just how I'm living. You're not happy with life, so you rockin' Reeboks on treetops, getting walk. Got a big Benz like Sasquatch. Every time you see it, with a no, it's talking
I'm done. That little free ass game cost me $60.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. 2 former division rivals in the old AFC West. The Seahawks and Chargers are underway. So a very short kick. This will be taken by one of the
I don't even know when my people bought it nothing. Because when I got in,
field position
it was just at a standstill.
35.
So I don't even know. Yeah. I don't even know what we working with. Let's see. Right.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Shit, I just grabbed the Chargers because I ain't really see nobody else I played with. I only played with the Chargers once or twice.
Rivers on 1st down. Going underneath for Gordon. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and fake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a
1-yard loss, dog. Or either no gain. It was either going to be a 1-yard loss or a no gain. This nigga turned that motherfucker into it. Take your ass down. That's why I just stopped. I stopped with him so he get tackled. He went back some more. Because on them, you ain't going to break it. You ain't finna do that, but you keep losing yours like you said.
380.
Pissed me off.
0.
Rivers now on 2nd down.
Okay, cover both.
And this will be caught at the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Set. 380.
Rivers now, the throw on 1st down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Frank Clark, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. Rivers now from the 50. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. Now the rookie first-rounder from San Diego State, it's Rashad Penny, and he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They keep it with Penny on 1st down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Left. 19.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half. Maybe not so much in the 2nd half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Let's go, 14.
Here's Wilson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Second down, Rivers. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. A first down throw here for Rivers. Eluding the pressure right. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
A handoff to Penny. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Now Wilson down around his goal line. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Now Benjamin. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Rivers. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game.
Ain't no shit like that happening in no motherfucker real life, man. This motherfucker gonna tip the ball 3 fucking times and pick the bitch before it hit the ground. Fuck out of here, man. Freak.
Goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Here's a give to Penny. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Right back to him on first down. And an alley to run. It's a foot race. The 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out to kick is Janikowski. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. But they find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah, can he put it aside? Let's find out. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Now they'll pitch it out. This is Gordon. Shreds the tackle. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 4th down, they snap it to Rivers. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Ready for one word. Be ready for one word.
Penny, a 1st down carry, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Two runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Trevor Williams there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal, please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Now after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Frank Clark in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, Rivers. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded at the 6. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Back to it after the pick six. Rivers. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10.
Go 14.
Now Rashad Penny. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Penny. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
One thing that really impressed me about Joey Bosa is that he doesn't sacrifice the run game trying to get sacks. This guy really knows how to hold the point of attack, great leverage, and then goes and sheds people and makes plays.
And at 6'5", 270, just a monster.
Absolute monster with a really high motor.
Yeah, bro, I'm talking about the ball right in my nigga hands, but your nigga take it from my nigga. Fuck out of here, man. You tipped the ball 3-4 times, your nigga dive and catch that bitch. Fuck out of here, man.
The Seahawks on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4.
I couldn't even challenge. Then the last pick you got, when dude tipped it, he tipped it right to my nigga. I'm pressing triangle like a motherfucker. He ain't touched shit.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
The game already down there.
In there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. He'll boot it away from about his 35.
To get to him. I've been blitzed a few times, you know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't get to him, though.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
Shit, I was blitzing, but your ass was running that motherfucker. And I'm like, how the fuck is nigga getting this big ass?
The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the off-road free safety, Earl Thomas. And a return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Gates, the intended receiver there. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Shotgun. Spot that. Check.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. A nice pick up there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Doug Baldwin, as the first half is winding down, and the Seahawks add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs.
Shit, I was just saying if you wanted your dub. I mean, shit is 21.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and a round is on here in this first half.
Bullshit-ass games. Shit, everything else finna go your way. Momentum on your side, bro. Shit else finna happen for us, my nigga. You know how this franchise shit go. Once the momentum goes,
out to kick is Janikowski.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This is Gordon on the dump-off. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Straight up the middle. Like, how the fuck that happened? Nah, I'm talking about I passed that motherfucker. I put pass protection to pinch. He still shouldn't have been able to come straight up the middle if I'm fire protecting.
Second half begins with a run from Penny. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then for big gains.
If that was me, I bet you he would have fumbled.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Yeah, it was saying the same thing to me, like, your shit fucking up.
The Seahawks on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Yeah, nigga, I don't quit. I don't be quit.
12, 12, 12. I got you.
Throwing is Wilson. It's complete to
Come on, man, ain't no time.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the
That nigga
ground
just say, man,
at
that's
the
what I'm talking about,
37.
bro. This nigga gonna break all
Wilson
them
to lock
motherfucking
it there for
tackles
the
like
Seahawk
that.
first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tempo, tempo. All right, 280. 14, 14. Zebra, zebra. Oh, you got deep?
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and that's caught inside the 35. An excellent pickup at 34 yards.
But you been picking it all day.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
But that nigga had all position for that pick, though, bro. Your nigga just jumped up. I was jumping with one-handed.
Play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
14, 14.
Well, my shit been picked all fucking day. That would have been picked, no question.
Gotta go.
That's bullshit, man.
Gotta go.
It'd have been no question. That'd have been picked. Motherfucker would have
Throwing
tipped it.
now, Wilson on
Young
first
nigga would've
down.
tipped it.
It's caught.
Yeah,
Lock
would've
it.
tipped again.
11 more on
Nothing
that
nigga
one
would've
and
picked.
another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
That nigga was
Took till the second half, but
that
finally
nigga
a
wasn't in
red
position
zone
to go for a pick,
opportunity
though.
here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
You got 4. You got 4. Tempo. 18.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The strong safety, Jaleel Adai, right there in coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there.
14.
Nice effort to knock the Alvin away and bring up second down.
19. Zebra. 19.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Don't catch you on. 14. Let's go, 14. 14.
Third and long. It's Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. It's the former Seahawk, Brandon Mebane, in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
That niggas just now want to start doing something.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue.
I already
because
told
you
y'all
know,
the momentum,
after
all
the
the
sack,
momentum on
there's
your
no
side, bro. Any
consternation
play
there.
like
You
that,
got a field goal
go on
range,
your way.
you're gonna be able to get 3.
As you
In this
see
case,
with
he
the
stepped
one-handed
right up
fucking
and gave them
catch.
exactly what they needed.
Now after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away.
On what, 3rd and long?
This is fielded at the goal
Why
line.
didn't they keep doing this?
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay,
go, man.
these are the
It's time
sequence
to
of plays we
eat,
want to
baby.
run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up.
What the fuck?
Play clock.
Man, what the fuck? Huh? Yeah, that's what happened. I'm on the game, man. Well, sign out the TV. I'm finna stop this broadcast and shit.